I would say that there's quite a serious element in the home life of the lads, even to the point of taking a lot of time out for writing and things like that, which is a very serious job.
He made the world laugh, but no one knew the pain behind the punchlines. Just 1 week before his death, Moe Howard broke his silence about his brother Curly, revealing a heartbreaking truth fans never saw coming. It wasn't comedy, it was tragedy. Years of silence shattered by one final confession. What Moe finally admitted will change the way you see the Three Stooges forever. If you thought you knew Curly, think again. Stay with us, because this story is deeper, darker, and more devastating than anyone imagined. Curly Howard, born Jerome Lester Horwitz, wasn't meant to be in the spotlight. When Shemp Howard left the act in 1932, Moe and Larry Fine needed a replacement. Curly was considered too shy, too gentle, and far from ready. But he was determined. To win the part, he shaved his thick hair and mustache, giving himself the now iconic look. From the moment he stepped on stage, something magical happened. Curly didn't act, he exploded. His comedy was pure instinct. His legendary routines, barking like a dog, spinning like a top, or slapping his own face, weren't written by anyone. They came from within him. Directors quickly realized they didn't need to direct Curly. They just needed to keep the camera rolling. Moe Howard later admitted, "Curly just was funny." And America agreed. Audiences couldn't get enough. Curly became the breakout star of the Three Stooges, a whirlwind of motion, sound, and hilarity. But what the public saw was just one side. Off-screen, Curly was quiet, withdrawn, and deeply insecure. He hated being in the spotlight. Crowds made him anxious. Interviews left him drained. Fame had found him, but it never truly suited him. He struggled in his personal life too. He bounced through 4 marriages, often emotionally distant and unpredictable. Though generous and kind, he rarely let anyone in. Moe, his older brother and on-screen partner, watched it all unfold from close range. As their fame soared in the 1940s, something began to change. Moe noticed Curly forgetting lines, missing cues, and slowing down in his improvisations. His reactions were no longer instant. His weight fluctuated. At first, everyone blamed the demanding filming schedule, but Moe saw the truth. The spark in Curly's eyes was fading. There were moments between takes when Curly would sit silently, sweating heavily, confused about where he was. His speech would sometimes slur. His hands would shake. Moe began to suspect something much worse than fatigue. Curly was having minor strokes. Despite all the warning signs, the show didn't stop. They were under contract with Columbia Pictures, and the studio showed no interest in slowing down production. Audiences needed comedy. The world was at war, and the Stooges were a proven source of joy. So, Curly kept going. Between 1934 and 1946, Curly starred in over 90 shorts, many filmed while his health was steadily declining. Moe later confessed that his brother gave what was left of himself to those final performances. He didn't want to, he said. He felt he had to. Then came the day everything changed. On May 6, 1946, during the filming of Half-Wit's Holiday, Curly collapsed on set. It was a massive stroke. He was only 42. That moment, according to Moe, was not just the end of a career. It was the death of Curly's spirit. The man America adored was gone in an instant. The stroke left Curly partially paralyzed, emotionally unstable, and unable to speak clearly. He could no longer perform. He had no choice but to leave the Three Stooges. In his place, Shemp Howard returned. Though talented in his own right, the dynamic had changed. The soul of the group, Curly's unpredictable, childlike energy, was missing. Fans noticed. It wasn't the same. Behind the scenes, Curly's condition worsened. Over the next several years, he he suffered multiple strokes. He moved from hospital to hospital, losing more of himself with each passing year. By the early 1950s, he could barely walk or speak. In December 1951, the staff at North Hollywood Hospital and Sanitarium informed Moe that Curly had become too difficult to manage due to his mental deterioration. They suggested institutionalization. Moe refused and instead moved him to Baldy View Sanitarium in San Gabriel, California. Just days later, on January 7, 1952, Moe was pulled from filming He Cooked His Goose to assist with Curly's final relocation. It didn't help. 11 days later, on January 18, 1952, Curly Howard passed away. He was only 48. He was buried at the Home of Peace Cemetery in East Los Angeles, next to his parents. His older brothers, Shemp and Benjamin, would be buried nearby years later. Even after his death, the truth was hidden from the public. The studio maintained that Curly was resting. Moe, always the face of the group, kept smiling for cameras, but inside, he was crumbling under guilt. In his final years, Moe Howard finally broke the silence. In the early 1970s, after being diagnosed with lung cancer, he began giving interviews, and in one of them, he said what he had kept inside for decades. Curly wasn't the man you saw on camera. He was tormented, lonely, and we ignored the warning signs. He revealed that Columbia Pictures made it clear: either show up or get replaced. Curly, despite showing signs of strokes, was still expected to fall downstairs, throw pies, and bark on cue. Moe blamed himself too. As the leader of the Stooges, he had pushed Curly to keep going. "We were making people laugh while my brother was dying in front of me," he admitted, voice cracking. There was one memory Moe could never forget: the last time he saw Curly alive. By then, the once lively performer was a frail shadow of himself. He didn't speak, but he held Moe's hand tightly. "He didn't say a word," Moe remembered, "but it was like he knew I came to say goodbye." Curly passed away days later. The world mourned, but few truly understood what he had endured. His pain had been masked by slapstick, his suffering hidden behind laughter. And Moe Howard carried the guilt with him until the very end. While the world laughed at Curly's antics, Moe lived with the painful truth of what had really happened behind the scenes. In the words of fellow Stooge Larry Fine, "Curly was the greatest, a natural. When we lost Curly, we took a hit." Critics and fans agreed. Legendary comedian Steve Allen called Curly one of the few true but seldom recognized comedy geniuses. Authors Ted Okuda and Edward Watts wrote, "Few comics have come close to equaling the pure energy and genuine sense of fun Curly projected. He was merriment personified." But behind that joyous screen presence was a man quietly falling apart. His decline was hidden from public view, and his suffering masked by slapstick. The world only saw the laughs. It wasn't until May 4, 1975, when Moe died at 77, that his final interviews and writings revealed the truth. And in them, he made one thing heartbreakingly clear: Curly was more than a clown. He was a broken soul who deserved better. He didn't want the world to remember just the laughs. He wanted them to remember the man behind them. Because Curly Howard wasn't just a clown, he was a brother, a soul, a legend, whose light was dimmed far too soon. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold truths behind Hollywood's brightest stars. Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.